we were really actively looking for a horse farm in North Jersey. I looked at a number of different places, and then just by coincidence, a friend knew a guy, an elderly gentleman who was a cowboy artist who had this land in South Jersey. And we hadn't really taken it seriously because we wanted something more commutable to New York. And then after 9/11 happened, because I was actually right in New York on 9/11, I mean, I literally saw the second plane hit right at eye level, which most people have never seen that. And we ran down 50 flights of stairs not knowing when our building was going to get hit. And I was on the last ferry to ever leave Manhattan before the second building came down across the river. So it was really traumatic, and by the time I got home that day, we lived in North Jersey then, I was curled up in a fetal position on the couch and for almost a week. And then I had to go back to work in that environment because I worked in the financial services industry. And there were still guys with guns on the corners. The place stank of all the burning who knows what. I saw some of the people jump out of the buildings. I mean, it was a very traumatic experience. So I was really looking for a sanctuary. I was looking for a place far away from New York where I could get away and have a peaceful environment, but also close enough to some metropolitan areas like Philadelphia and Philadelphia Airport, and close enough to New York that we could get to New York and continue to work there if I needed to. So when we found this property, which was just bare fields at the time, we just fell in love. I actually fell in love first with the backwoods, where the New Jersey woods are so gorgeous in the spring and fall, where all the leaves are turning and there's the dogwoods and everything else. And so I fell in love with the land first, and then also we found that the location worked out really well because 2 hours from New York, 35 minutes to Philadelphia Airport. So it was very convenient from that perspective. So our builder was clever enough to build the entire frame in steel beams. So this house is not going anywhere. It's held up through Hurricane Sandy, it's held up through all kinds of the storms that we have sometimes. And once we found him, then we started to put together all the details. The windows were imported from Europe, which was a very extensive decision-making process to do that. And we had the countertops that came from Bucks County over in Pennsylvania, and the Amish guys came with their bare feet in the rain to put our countertops in. So there was a lot of care and thought put into this, and I think we've had this discussion before where it's basically a living piece of art. I mean, I'm an artist myself. I sculpt in stone and in metal. And so to me, this house is a work of art. It's a piece of art that we built together. And along with our builder, our designer, and my sister, who's an interior designer. We even had a lighting designer help us place the lighting because it was such a unique property. And the other thing that's really nice is that the people who board their horses here, they always say the same thing. They say, this is my sanctuary. This is my place of peace. They love to come here. They love to commune with their horses. It's a beautiful setting. Everyone always says that, oh, this is the most beautiful farm in the area. And because it's really lovely, the way the hills, it's got the rolling hills and the way the buildings are positioned, we did it in a thoughtful way. So there are a lot of unique features in this house. I mean, the ceilings in the living room are 16 feet high. The pool is a saltwater pool, and it's 12 feet longer than a traditional pool. We put an extra 12 feet of shallow end. You know how many babies have learned how to swim in this pool? That was exactly my intention because I love little kids. And the other thing we built that was very unique is to put the guest rooms as a completely separate building, because our vision was that our sons would come with their families and stay here with us and have their own private space. And that's actually the section we were able to turn into an Airbnb quite successfully because people felt they had their own private space. There's 2 bathrooms over there, 2 bedrooms. I designed it and patterned it after W hotels, which I used to stay in a lot when I was doing business and traveling for business. So we have the very special staircase, the woodwork all the way down the hallway of natural cherry. I mean, everything was given careful consideration in terms of how we build things. Even the carpeting in the bedrooms is imported from Italy. So this really rich, wonderful Italian carpet that everybody comments on when they come and stay.
Bamboo floor.
And bamboo floors, thank you, it's true. The bamboo floors, radiant heat.
Solar panels.
Solar panels. The whole house is situated so that it gets the sunshine in the winter, so there's a passive solar. So there's a real heat savings. We also use a a wood-burning stove to heat the house. So there's a big cost savings in terms of heating the property, heating the house. There are a lot of things that we thought about very, very carefully. The other thing we planned, and the house is perfect for, is for events and weddings. Well, times have really changed. We always had built the property to be a sanctuary, and now in these current times it feels even more important to have that sanctuary aspect. And we have space, we have the feeling of freedom in a lot of ways that many people don't have right now. We're a quarter of a mile away from our nearest neighbor, and it's just a feeling of peacefulness and sanctuary and safety and space at the same time, which is a very, very unique thing to have. It's something that most people don't have right now. So we really invite you to come and enjoy the setting here and to see it in person, because it just doesn't do it justice to see it only in pictures. It's a beautiful setting, and the experience of coming here is very uplifting in many, many ways.